Hey, what's up everybody? In this video, we're going to take a look at the second selection box this month. In this selection box, we have 12 different Tsums, just like every other month. But the first Tsum that we have is Brave Mickey. Then we have Maleficent Dragon, Barley, Happy Rapunzel, Jack Jack, Mr. Incredible, Mrs. Incredible, Remy, Dory, Scar, Baymax, and Maximus. Now there are these 12 Tsums. My top 3 for coins is going to be Brave Mickey, Scar, and Barley. If you have all 3 of these at skill level 6, these 3 are going to be your top performer to earn coins. However, in this selection box there are 2 critical Tsum that I recommend getting. The first one being Brave Mickey, and second being Baymax, and I'll go into a little bit why when I talk about these Tsums individually, or you can click on the timestamp below and just skip ahead to that specific Tsum and I'll describe why I think you should get those Tsums. The first Tsum I want to get into is Brave Mickey, and Brave Mickey is from the Mickey and Friends series, and his description is tap to select from 3 commands, each with their own effects. So the cool thing about Brave Mickey is that you could choose which abilities you use. And Brave Mickey has 3. The first one is Sword, and the Sword ability essentially drops from the top, and this one is really good for combos. So if you have a mission that has a high combo requirement, that's perfect there. The second one is the Shield, and the Shield is really good for just coins because it's a big burst and has a really long chain. So those are very good for coins. And then finally we have the Magician's Staff, and this one will create bubbles on the screen. So if you have those missions where it requires you to make a lot of bubbles, then this is the perfect Tsum for that. And the reason why I recommend getting Mickey as one of my top Tsum, not only is Brave Mickey good for coins when you use his shield ability and burst in the center, it gives you a lot of coins. So from a coin perspective, the shield is the best. And then the best second thing is the bubble making, which is the Magician's Staff. So any missions that requires you to make a lot of bubbles, that ability is perfect for that. And then finally we have the Sword. The Sword has a large combo. So one ability gets you like 30 or 40 combos. So if you have a mission where it requires you to get like 400, actually I don't think it's ever that high, but maybe like 200 combos in one play, then Brave Mickey is perfect for that. Just activate the ability like 3 or 4 times and you'll get that combo right away. So Brave Mickey is really good for 3 different types of missions, so that's why I recommend you to get Brave Mickey as one of the Tsums for this month. It is going to be a good Tsum for you to invest in, and I might even actually spend a little bit of coins to try to level up Brave Mickey a little bit more. However, I am short on coins and I do want to save as much as possible for next month, and I want to make sure I have enough to clear the capsule that's coming up in a couple of days here. So you do have to balance out what you want to invest in for this month. Nothing is released yet for next month, but I anticipate it's going to be a big month for July. So I am very cautious about spending my coins right now. I'm just trying to save up as much as possible. In the end, for this gameplay, Brave Mickey at skill level 4, I got a total of 2,725 coins, so that's pretty good. I am playing with the 5-4 and the coin boost on, so I am investing 2,300 coins already into the game. So anything above that essentially is profit. So I do recommend getting Brave Mickey. He becomes profitable with the 5-4 and coin boost on, starting at skill level 3 actually. So skill level 4 is very easy to use and should exceed that threshold. And if you play faster, definitely no problem. On to the next Tsum, and that's Maleficent Dragon from Sleeping Beauty. The ability is clear surrounding Tsum Tsum along with the connected ones. So what this one does is once you activate the ability and clear a bunch of Tsums, those Tsums that you clear, it doesn't matter which ones you clear, will burst surrounding Tsums. So let's say if you clear Goofy, then it'll pop everything around it. So the cool thing about this one is if you see a really long chain on the screen and you clear that during the ability, then you're going to get a even significantly longer chain, which means you're going to get more coins, and essentially that's what you're really going for, it's more coins. Another way you could play it is when the ability is activated, keep your eyes peeled on the screen. And what you can do is you could pop on the left side, and then once you clear that chain on the left side, switch your focus to the right side, and you could do top or bottom, left or right, left corner to bottom corner, whatever you want to do. But the reason why you want to do that is once you clear on one area, it's likely that it's going to take a little bit of time to clear that area. And there's about maybe a 1 second time for the animation to play through. But what you could do is while the animation play through is you clear the other side of where you didn't clear it. That way you save time and you get more chains in and more combos and get more coins in the end. So that's another way of approaching it. So there are a variety of ways you could play Maleficent Dragon. It's really up to you. It's definitely not the most simple Tsum to use by any means, but if used properly, Maleficent Dragon could be one of those Tsums that earns you a lot of coins, a lot of points, and it's actually pretty fun. It is a strategy Tsum where there is a lot of strategy when it comes to using Maleficent Dragon. In the end, for Maleficent Dragon, I have him at skill level 3. I got 1,992 coins, so definitely not over that 2,300 coin threshold, but Maleficent Dragon still is pretty fun, and if you could get him to skill level 6, it will be worth it for coins. So maybe it's worth an investment. Next we have Barley, and Barley is from the Onward series. Barley's ability clears a horizontal and a zigzag line of Tsum Tsum. So I only have Barley at level 1 or skill level 1, but if you get Barley to skill level 6, Barley actually gets really good for coins. So this one might be one of those where you might want to invest in as well if you want a high coin earner. It's definitely not the best, but it is good. And the reason why Barley is good and good for coins or just good in general is 3 things. One, during the ability, the screen doesn't freeze. So what that means is all you have to do is just spam the ability button during the animation. And once you get Barley to skill level 6, it doesn't require a lot of Tsums to activate the ability. And then finally, right here, this animation, there is 2 of them. So not only does Barley clear a horizontal line, but he also drives his van recklessly, I guess, like kind of swerving on the road, and does a zigzag and clears additional Tsums vertically as well. So not only are you getting 1 ability, you're actually getting 2 abilities while it's activated. So you're getting kind of like a BOGO, you get buy 1 get 1 free kind of thing. So with that being said, Barley is good and the animation doesn't freeze. So during the second animation, it's also getting a full charge. You don't have to time it or anything. So Barley is really easy to use. Unfortunately, I only have him at skill level 1 and I am using the 5-4 just for demonstration purposes. But at skill level 1, I only got 783 coins, so definitely not worth it to get coins using Barley. So you probably pass for coins, but at skill level 6, definitely worth it. Next, we have Happy Rapunzel from Tangle. And Happy Rapunzel lets you connect different types of Tsum Tsum and clears the surrounding Tsum. So take a close look at the left hand side really quickly. And at skill level 5, you need 14 Tsums to activate the ability, and it will clear a total of 10 Tsums. And the way this works is that once the ability is activated, you want to clear a diagonal Tsum. Essentially, you want to clear as much surface area as possible. And the reason for that is it will clear surrounding Tsums as well. So you want to cover as much open space as possible. And another way of doing it is you don't have to do directly on the corner, but do like a couple of Tsums above it, so that way it clears around it as well. Maybe even a circle might work. I actually haven't tried a circle, so maybe a circle might be better than just doing a diagonal line. That's something that you might want to test around with. But Happy Rapunzel could be a good one to play around with. With Happy Rapunzel, I do have her at skill level 5, and in the end I did get 2,420 coins, so it is worth it at skill level 5 to use to earn coins. But again, there are better Tsums out there. You definitely don't need to, but maybe if you are really close to getting her to skill level 5, then maybe you like spend a couple of skill tickets to get her there, and then use her to earn more coins. But again, better Tsums out there. You might want to just skip out on this one. Next, we have Jack Jack from The Incredibles. Jack Jack is a really funny character from The Incredibles. I absolutely love this character. His ability description is tap inside the frame that appears. The more you tap, the more Tsum Tsum you hit. So I don't know, maybe it's my phone, but I struggled a little bit. What you want to do is you want to tap this little square box. Pretty much just tap anywhere in there and you'll be able to get a lot of hits. And each hit will allow you to clear additional Tsums in that square. So you just want to tap as fast as possible. and sometimes I got like high 20s, but then there was a couple of times where I got mid to high 30s as well. I don't know what it is, but there were some taps where it didn't register, so I don't know if it was my phone that was lagging or it's something with the game where you just don't get to hit all of them. I'm definitely hitting within the square, but I'm not, the phone isn't just registering those hits. Maybe I'm tapping too fast for the game and it's just not picking that up. If you have similar experience, let me know. I'm curious if I'm just doing something wrong, or maybe it's just how the game is. They don't want to give you too much chain or combo maybe. But Jack Jack is definitely a really cute character, very funny in the movie and pretty useful in this case too, because the center does get cleared a lot. And with a skill level 3 Jack Jack, I did get 2,185 coins, so I am using 5-4 and the coin boost, so not over that 2,300 threshold, but I think at skill level 4, and I'm really close to that, so maybe I'll just roll the dice and get one box and see what I get. And maybe I'll get Jack Jack to skill level 4 after this. But yeah, Jack Jack could be good at skill level 4. Then we have Jack Jack's dad, Mr. Incredible from The Incredibles. His description is clears all the Tsum Tsum in the center, so relatively similar to Jack Jack, but with a lot less effort. So what happens is Mr. Incredible comes in and then smashes the center of the screen. I currently have Mr. Incredible at skill level 3, and his skill range is a medium. So as you level up Mr. Incredible, the range will increase as well, and that will increase the chain during the animation and therefore getting you more coins as well. So similarly, there really isn't that much of a strategy to using Mr. Incredible. All you really have to do is before you activate the ability, just make sure there are Tsums in the center of the screen to maximize your chain. So if let's say if your ability bar is fully charged, but there's no Tsums in the center yet, give it a couple seconds for the Tsums to settle before activating the ability. But if your bar is full and the center Tsums are all there, but there are some that are empty on the bottom, it's okay, you can still activate it, because all you really care about is the center circle. So keep that in mind when you are using Mr. Incredible. In the end, at skill level 3, Mr. Incredible got me 2,062 coins, so it's still under that 2,300 threshold, so I wouldn't recommend using Mr. Incredible at skill level 3 to try to earn coins. You might want to try other Tsums that might be better suited to earn coins. And then we have Mrs. Incredible from The Incredibles. Her ability is clear Tsum Tsum in the shape of an X, and I currently have her at skill level 4. And similar to the other Incredibles is you want to make sure that all the Tsums are settled before you activate her ability. Her animation, essentially, she's Elastic Girl. So what happens is her arms and legs comes in from the different corners and clears the entire screen in an X shape. The higher your skill level, the thicker the length is, or the thicker the band is going to be when she kicks her arms and her legs into the center. So the thickness of the X is going to be thicker at higher skill levels. I currently have Mrs. Incredibles at skill level 4, and I only got 1,710 coins. So Mrs. Incredible isn't going to be worth it to get coins, but could be fun. I mean, if you already have Jack Jack and Mr. Incredible, then maybe you need to get Mrs. Incredible too. Definitely don't want to split the family up. But have you thought about Violet? Is she in the game? That's a really good question, right? Like, why isn't Violet in this game either? I definitely think that she should be included in this, since we got Jack Jack, we got Mr. and Mrs. Incredible, and where's Dash? Maybe Dash will come later as well. So hopefully these two Tsums get implemented in the future. Definitely looking to collecting more Incredibles in the future. Alright, now we have Remy from Ratatouille, and Remy's ability is random effects. So random, we don't even know what it is. But we actually do know what it is, and there are 3 different abilities for Remy, and they're all really consistent. There are some that are better than other, but I'll get into that and show you which ones are better than the other. So this first one is where Remy is on the right side, and with the spoon he kind of finishes off the dish, finishes off the ratatouille dish with some sauce with the little spoon, and that one creates 3 giant bubbles, kind of like a Mickey Mouse ear on the screen. And then the second one is he pours soup on the left hand side, and that one essentially will turn an entire screen into only 2 different types of Tsums, and you have to connect them to earn you a lot of coins and a lot of longer chain. There are 3 different kinds, so the third one doesn't come till later, but you can take a look at this one right here again. It's a Mickey Mouse ear, and I got a total of 33. So definitely very good for coins. If you could replicate that and only get that one, then it'll be good. But this one, for example, you have to still connect it, so you're losing a lot of time, and I would recommend in that situation have a bubble handy so that way you can skip the animation. I'm not sure if you guys know that, but when you are trying to clear a lot of Tsums and you hit the bubble right after that, it does clear it. So this is the last one where Ratatouille throws some spices on top of the soup and removes one type of Tsums on your screen. So if you're playing without a 5-4 on and playing with 5 Tsums, then on the screen for a short period of time you'll only have 4 Tsums. And if you're playing with a 5-4 on, you typically already have 4 Tsums on the screen, so instead of 4 you only have 3. So the idea behind that is it'll be a lot easier for you to clear the Tsums and maybe get a higher chain or a higher combo. But from my experience, even at skill level 6, I only ended up with 1,499 coins, so Remy isn't worth it at all. So just stay away from Remy, save your coins for other Tsums. Next, Dory, Finding Nemo, and it's a really fun one. Her ability is clear Tsum Tsum in the shape of a Z. So whenever I see her ability, I just see her as someone that's really confuzzled. Yes, confuzzled, confused and puzzled. But her animation is actually really cool and really good. So when you activate it, Dory comes and hits the wall, and then zooms away. But if you look at how much zoom is cleared from that, essentially it's almost like the entire screen, and it's really easy to use. Dory is one of the Tsums that I really enjoy the animation and just the experience of playing Tsum Tsum. I think that's most of it. I think a lot of people forget that, yes, coins are important, but really playing the game and just enjoying the Disney characters is very important too. And just look at that. She just swims from left to right and left to right. But I also like fish, so maybe that's the reason why I like Dory and also like the movie as well. So maybe I'm a little biased. But as you level Dory up, the thickness of where the Tsums will clear when she touches the Tsums will get thicker. So I do have her at skill level 6. So if you have her at skill level 6 like I do, then that's going to be the radius it's going to be. So pretty much the entire screen. Pretty good on the high end of 20s if you have the Tsums all settled down. And that's actually the strategy as well, is if you are using Dory, just make sure that before you hit that ability button, to make sure that the Tsums are falling down and the screen is full before you activate the ability. In the end for Dory, I did get 2,549 coins, so not necessarily the best for coins, but factor in how cool the animation is, I definitely do like Dory a lot. Next we have Scar from The Lion King. His ability is clears a horizontal line of Tsum Tsum, and Scar is actually one of the better Tsums in the game to earn coins, so you may want to try to get Scar. And essentially what happens is, during Scar's animation, a bunch of hyenas will run from the right to the left, and they're technically going to clear a majority of the screen in the center area. But if you have Scar at a lower level, they actually come in 3 different lines, so your chain might be a little bit different. But Scar is one of the easier Tsums to use, and it is one of those Tsums where you can just spam the ability to try to get a really high score. I do have Scar at skill level 6, so your experience may be different if you don't have Scar at level 6, but if you do want a strong Tsum that you could get right now to skill level 6 and earn a lot of coins, this may be one of them. Because at Scar, at skill level 6, in the end I did get 3,405 coins, so it is a pretty good Tsum to get high score, as well as a lot of coins as well. So this may be one of your best one. It's between this one, Scar here at skill level 6, or Brave Mickey, because Brave Mickey's shield ability is also really good. So for coin purposes, it's going to be between these two for high coins. And I do recommend Brave Mickey over Scar just because of the usability for missions as well as a benefit. Scar only has one ability and it just runs across the screen. Next we have Baymax from Big Hero 6, and he makes random Tsum Tsum bigger. So what he does is he will take any random Tsum on the screen and turn them into big bubbles versus little bubbles. And this is the reason why I actually recommend you to try to get Baymax, because Baymax is going to be really good for those missions where it requires you to get, or not get, but clear big bubbles on the screen. And in this case, I have Baymax at skill level 6, so he will change a total of 5 different Tsums into big Tsums. So imagine that. A lot of missions during the month's event is like clear 5 big Tsum in one game, and sometimes if you don't have this ability, it becomes really hard. And check out that big magic bubble there. That's really cool. It just bursts into like oblivion all the other Tsums around it. So it's pretty cool. If you don't have a Tsum currently that makes big Tsum, then definitely try to get Baymax. Just get him even at skill level 1. That's really going to help you clear some of those difficult missions. Because when I first started playing, I did struggle on clearing 4 big Tsums in one game, just because it comes down to just the luck if you don't have a Tsum like this. So get Baymax at least skill level 1, so that way you can control all the big bubbles. So definitely get Baymax at skill level 1 at the very minimum to help you with some of those difficult missions. If you don't have Baymax, it's okay. It's just going to be you trying to get through the missions. But keep in mind, Baymax is not going to be good for coins. I have Baymax at skill level 6. In the end of this game, I only got 1,206 coins, so definitely not good for coins. You're getting Baymax strictly for missions, so I want to make that very clear there. And then finally we have Maximus from Tangled. His ability is he will clear a diagonal line of Tsum Tsum. And with Maximus, look at the charge up time. You only need 9 Tsums or 9 Maximus to activate his ability, so his charge up time is definitely very low. If you need a Tsum where you have to do a lot of abilities per game, so let's say you're doing a mission and the mission requires you to do 8 skills in one game and you're struggling with that, get Maximus. Maximus will definitely help you with that because he does have a very low charge up time. He's not going to be great for chain or for coins, but very helpful for getting you to get those abilities cleared up per game. Maximus is one of my first Tsums that I ever got when I first started playing this game, so I am kind of emotionally attached to Maximus and I want him to do well. But unfortunately, he's not one of the best Tsums in the game. Very low high score and mediocre low score, not necessarily the best for coins either. I do have Maximus at skill level 6 and I only got 2,397 coins. So yes, it's over that 2,300 threshold, but at the same time, it's barely over that, and it's not necessarily going to be a good Tsum to get coins. Again, Maximus is one of my new Tsum, or earlier Tsums that I got, so I'm kind of attached to it. I am biased. So that's pretty much it for this video. I hope that you guys found this video helpful, especially when you're determining if you want to invest in any of these Tsums or not. Hopefully this guide has given you some insights on what these Tsums actually look like and what they're good for. So if you found this video helpful, please scroll down and hit the subscribe button, and if you've already done that, please give this video a thumbs up so that way we can spread the news to other people who play Tsum Tsum. And as always, thank you so much for watching.